Tony Blair and John Major fail to start a movement to stop Brexit. David Frost hits back at Michel Barnier, and Boris Johnson says that the EU is a threat to the UK. Hello everyone and welcome to today's show. As you know, we have just less than 30 days to go till the UK decides what they're going to do with the European Union. Seems to be okay. We're either going to get a good trade deal or no deal. But wait, there are two people who are here to stop it. Two massive chief remainers. Well, one of them is John Major. Yeah, so John Major's back. As you know, he's very much into his democracy and his sovereign law and the will of the people. Oh, wait, not really. The problem with John Major is that he's lost the referendum 4 years ago. He decided not to stay quiet. This is the guy who's now going around. He and his best friend, Tony Blair, have written an article a couple of days ago to talk about how Boris Johnson is breaking international law and how much they care about the rule of law. So this is the same guy, John Major, who, when he was Prime Minister, he prorogued Parliament. And then when Boris Johnson tried to prorogue Parliament, he said, no, suspending Parliament is now a bad idea. Hypocrisy. Next one, Tony Blair. Yes, our best friend Tony is back. As you know, he's also very much into his rule of law, especially international law. Yeah, as I said, so Tony is the co-writer of this article that we're going to show you in a second. But Blair, he's talking about how, again, Boris is wrong to break the international law when it comes to the withdrawal agreement. I mean, pot kettle? At least, even if Boris Johnson were to break the international law, which we're going to talk about that in this video to kind of show you what the reality is. Hypothetically, him breaking the withdrawal agreement, the treaty obligations, is just gonna, change some stuff in the European Court of Justice. What you did, how you broke these national obligations, cost people's lives. Yeah, so this is the article that John Major and Tony Blair have written, talking about how Boris Johnson must drop the shameful no-deal Brexit bill or be forced to by MPs. Yeah, so this is what they decided to do during the weekend. Their plan was to write this article to start a momentum in Parliament and outside as well, to start a movement against Boris Johnson's internal market bill. Didn't really work because since then everybody has been ridiculing these two. I'm gonna be nice. These two former leaders. But there's absolutely no momentum. Why? Because of the things they've written in this article. So they're saying, yet what is being proposed now is shocking. How can it be compatible with the codes of conduct that bind ministers, law officers and civil servants deliberately to break treaty obligations? Again, Tony, do I have to remind you of what you did, a while ago when you were Prime Minister? And John Major, don't get me started with you. Next, when the two of us travelled together to Northern Ireland during the 2016 referendum campaign, yeah, we know, you're besties. We warned that the open border between the north and south of Ireland, as such a vital element of the peace process and the Good Friday Agreement, was inconsistent with the UK leaving the European single market. Okay, so now they're talking about single market. 2, the Good Friday Agreement. This open border stuff, nothing to do with that. This has been the biggest myth that's been going around since the 2016 referendum. If Parliament passes this bill, the UK is bound to end up before the European Court of Justice, which under the Northern Ireland Protocol retains jurisdiction over EU rules. Ooh, a European Court of Justice. That extremely impartial court that will definitely not take the EU side on this. Also, if we're going to ignore the whole thing, who are they to tell us what to do? We both oppose Brexit. We both accept it is now happening. Yeah, really? I mean, it doesn't look like it, does it? And now they're talking about how if government fails. So, if the government itself will not respect the rule of law, then the High Court of Parliament should compel it to do so. Ooh, yeah, a majority of 80. Now you want to get Parliament to tell the government what to do. I mean, you guys have been MPs before. You know how the whole game works, right? It's embarrassing. But this all goes back to the whole internal market bill. Does it actually break the international law? This is the document we have from Parliament talking about the facts. Yeah, so this bill does not in itself break international law or the withdrawal agreement. It creates powers that could breach the agreement if it were used. It is envisaged that the power would only be used as a last resort if the EU continues to act unreasonably. In that case, it is likely that the EU will be in breach of the agreement and withdrawn, meaning there would be no agreement to break. So this document talks about how the bill doesn't actually break international law, doesn't even break domestic law, but the outcome, if the EU is still unreasonable, they would be in trouble themselves. Yeah, so why is the EU in breach of the withdrawal agreement? Well, the agreement includes an obligation to negotiate in good faith and use best endeavors to reach a trade agreement by the end of the transition period. The agreement also envisages the protocol as a temporary mechanism for a specific temporary purpose to be, so that's the biggest point of this, good faith, and the European Union completely ignored it. This is why David Frost is back, our chief negotiator, who's hit back at Michel Barnier's meltdown on Twitter. So Michel Barnier went on Twitter, started this thread talking about how, hey, David Frost is being mean to me. And David Frost replied. So Frost said, I would like to make a few comments and state a few facts in my capacity as the Prime Minister's negotiator in the current and last autumn's talks. So there are a few points. I'm going to show you a couple of them. And the third country listing, this is the whole point about the goods travelling between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, because what the EU want to do is to divide the two sections of the country, and they want to supervise the goods travelling between the two countries. Now, well, the two parts of the UK. The EU knows perfectly well all the details of our food standards rules because we are operating EU rules. The situation, obviously this is the point he's making, is accordingly perfectly clear. We have discussed this frequently with the EU, including last week. Yeah, so if the food standards and everything else is the same as the EU anyway, why do they want to supervise and stop them? What's the problem? It's the same thing that we've had even when we remember. Yet it has been made clear to us in the current talks that there is no guarantee of listing us. I'm afraid it has also been said to us explicitly in these talks that if we are not listed, we will not be able to move food to Northern Ireland. Yeah, so the EU have to put us on this third country list so that we are able to do it, even though the Northern Ireland is still part of the United Kingdom. And they said, well, there's no guarantee that we'll do it for you. I mean, it's our country, guys. It's literally our country. I hope that the EU will yet think better of this. It obviously makes it no easier to negotiate a good free trade agreement and a solid future relationship, which we all want. That was definitely sassy, and we know exactly what he was talking about. And I think David Frost wins this round. Now, Boris Johnson has also talked about how the European Union is now a threat to the UK and our integrity. So the latest article is talking about how Boris Johnson has said that the EU is a threat to integrity of the UK. He defends his decision to alter the Brexit divorce deal, saying that he cannot hand Brussels the power to carve up our country. He's accused the EU of threatening to impose a food blockade in the Irish Sea that would destroy the economic and territorial integrity of the UK. Well, is absolutely correct. And this is exactly what he and people like Dominic Cummings and everyone were trying to hint a few months ago when they were selling their Brexit deal, because everybody, all the hardcore Brexiteers like myself, were quite skeptical, saying, okay, what's the plan with this Northern Ireland protocol? Are we going to be in trouble? Are they going to basically get us to be tied into the EU forever? And Boris and Cummings and all these guys were just saying, just trust us. Well, now we know why, because they were never going to use it. Now the plan is to completely change it and to force the EU to give us a normal free trade deal, or we'll go out on WTO terms. It's between Canada and Australia. Well, that's the latest updates, and as usual, we'll keep you guys posted on a daily basis on this channel, because we are the media. On that note, I want to actually say massive thank you to all the members of the channel for supporting me, but also a number of you who recently sent PayPal donations. Thanks, guys. Thanks to you guys that we can actually continue our work. A quick update about this week. Tomorrow, A bit of change of schedule. A lot of you have been asking for the Lawrence Fox interview, so we're going to release it tomorrow at 8 p.m. So you could watch that full interview, but also we have obviously the new segment, the video Q&A. After this video at 8 p.m. we have the normal Q&A for the members, where you guys obviously post in the community page, but for everybody else you can actually either send the video to our WhatsApp or email. Yeah, you can find all the details, the phone number for the WhatsApp and the email address and everything else in the description box. Check it out, subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi. I'll see you guys in the next video.